Hi everyone and welcome along. Today I am celebrating our old friend the oak tree just back there because we have had a very friendly little squirrel who's been coming back and forth through our garden, going to and from that oak tree, gathering acorns for winter, and it's so cute. And so I thought I would do a little piece to celebrate the coming of autumn. And well, it's so simple. It's got lovely little colour blends, really nice cute outlines. It's just nice. Why don't we paint it? Grab your paints, let's get started. I really enjoyed painting in the style of the Oktoberfest illustrations last week, so I thought it would be quite a nice opportunity to do some little seasonal illustrations of our acorns and oak leaves, because we have this amazing oak tree opposite our house, and it is ancient, and we actually thought it was dead when we first moved in. Turns out that is not the case. It is alive and well. And we also have recently come across a lovely little squirrel who has been gathering the acorns and storing them for winter, which is just the cutest thing, and also really nice because it means he's not eating nuts from the bird feeder quite so much. So this is my little homage to our friendly squirrel, our friendly neighbourhood squirrel, who is gathering nuts right now. So let's go through the process. So I've got a sort of deep U, then give it a little curved top and a round hat, little helmet, and then a little stalk on top. For the smaller ones, the shape is much more sort of rounded and the hat sort of comes down much further down. And then for a little oak leaf, I've got a stem. Always start with a stem, and then you can sort of cheat it and wiggle it around. We are very much doing a sort of rather cutesy, stylized set of acorns and oak leaves, but you can still do them sort of fairly accurately. So I'm just going to fill this page up and then we will get painting. So if you would love a little to use that as a traceable, then just pause the video, do a screen grab, and then you've got your very own little exact drawing of what I've just done. Now I want to celebrate the colours of autumn that are starting to show, so we're going to do some nice simple washes over the top, and then we're going to take a fine line pen and do some nice detail. And I'm just going to wake up all the nice autumnal earthy tones in my palette. That also means a few reds as well. So the oak leaves are going to change colour, but also I think we can just do a nice stylised piece with the acorns being different colours too. At the moment, there's still lots of green ones on the tree. Right, so I'll start off with a nice green acorn, and so I'm literally going to colour it in very messily, like that. Same with the leaves. But with the leaves I'm going to bring in a second colour like this. I think this could be a really nice way of maybe introducing younger people into doing some watercolour, just sort of not worrying too much about going in or outside of the lines, just enjoying putting paint to paper. Because we're going to be doing some really lovely work on the top of it. And you could put two colours on your acorn as well, there's no problem with that. This is rather like reverse colouring in, and you'll know that I have a reverse colouring book coming out imminently. In fact, I'm trying to think, it might already be out. But you can get your copy by heading to the episode notes below and ordering yourself a copy. And it's the most wonderful, relaxing process of looking at blobs of colour and seeing shapes and just allowing your imagination to stretch its legs a little bit. That's how I like to think of it. Oh, we haven't done any more green for a bit. I'm doing this all with a size 4 brush, which is still quite, it's quite a smallish brush in terms of control, but it's still large enough to allow for quite a sort of loose and fluid approach to this illustration. Okay, we're going to let this dry 100% and then we're going to come back with a small brush and do some fun detail. Now these are dry, you can see some lovely colour blends going on in these. Really nice, bright, vibrant celebration of the season. Now, if I just get in an illustration I did recently for Oktoberfest, you'll see the style of illustration over the top is really characterful and lovely, and I think it will work really nicely on these illustrations. So that's what I'm going for, and the way in which I do that is to use Moonglow. It's, I think, a good idea when you're doing fine line or outlining like this to go for a colour that might not be pure black. I love Moonglow because it feels autumnal. It's that, if I just dilute it there, you can see it's got a purpley grey look to it. And yeah, it's really gorgeous. So I am going to, with my 4/10 brush, pick up a bit of paint and do a nice little illustrated outline on it, but I want there to be sort of character to these lines. I don't want it to just be a case of just a fine line outline, so I want to use thin, thick. Even with this tiny weeny brush, you can get some really cool effects because they are pointed round brushes, and that is what they are great for. They're really versatile. I find when I'm doing the long fine lines, for me, it's easier to hold the brush vertically. Gives me more control. And when I'm doing, well, I'll let you know when I'm doing something different that I feel like I want to hold it differently for. But this feels really nice. I think, yeah, when I'm doing something like the circles, the little dots, being able to get the brush down, like holding it more like a pen, and then up again for it's funny, I keep feeling compelled to paint little smiley faces on things. I think it's you know, these little jelly cat toys there, these little cuddly toys. I think that you call them plushies in America. Lots of little cuddly toys of all sorts of interesting shapes, like they do weird things like fruit and veg and croissants and stuff as cuddly toys, but they put lovely little smiley faces on them, and I do rather like that. Anyway, let's just enjoy painting in some lovely autumnal shapes. So I've also rubbed out the pencil, now that's dry. And what I like to do now is just sort of see if there are any little gaps, maybe a few spaces, maybe we can like fill a few gaps in. So it's nice to just be able to do that with something really small. It's not many. But maybe just one or two. And there we go. I think that looks really lovely. So a perfect little something for your journal, celebrating the start of autumn and the changing colours of the leaves, and a really nice little exercise in just sort of looking at colour blends and just playing around with different colours in the autumnal palette. Thanks so much for watching, and of course don't forget, if you haven't ordered your advent calendar yet, then just head to the episode notes below to get your Watercolour Advent Calendar in time for the 1st of December, when we do the most wonderful run up to Christmas. Honestly, it is so much fun, and there's a lovely community of painters who all share their work on social media, and it's lovely to see how you all interpret the tutorials differently. You can also get an advent calendar kit with the paints and brushes that I'm going to be using if you want to make sure that you are using exactly the same things as me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!